After many long years of silence, Prince William finally broke his quietude regarding the heartbreaking automobile accident that claimed the life of his mother, Princess Diana. "I have reflected upon this matter for a very long time, seeking to understand why these feelings run so deeply. Losing someone at such a tender age, especially during youth, leaves a kind of pain that is difficult to fully express. One experiences a sorrow like no other, a heart-wrenching revelation that resonated at a time when the entire world was contemplating the unfulfilled legacy of the beloved people's princess, who had captured the hearts of millions with her elegance and compassion. Now, in a candid and emotional confession, the future king reveals his inner feelings of remorse, guilt, and his heartfelt vow to preserve her memory. This promise, born out of enduring love and loss, has stayed with him through many years. Let us explore, in intriguing detail, the circumstances of Princess Diana's untimely demise and recount the words of the prince. In the month of August in the year of 1997, the beloved princess was coming off a recent divorce. She was prepared to begin a new chapter in her life after her separation from Prince Charles, who, at that time, was the reigning monarch. At the time of the divorce, the princess was 36 years old and a devoted mother to two sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, who were 15 and 12 years old respectively. After her separation, she had entered a flourishing relationship with Mr. Dodi Al-Fayed. In that fateful year, the new couple had planned a vacation in France. They embarked on their journey on an airplane owned by Mr. Al-Fayed's father and settled into a luxurious suite at the Ritz Hotel, a suite that cost $2,000 per night and had belonged to the Al-Fayed family. On the 31st day of August in the year of 1997, after enjoying a pleasant dinner together, Princess Diana and her new lover, Mr. Dodi Al-Fayed, were traveling by automobile through the streets of Paris, accompanied by a driver and a bodyguard. Throughout their journey, they were relentlessly pursued by paparazzi who sought to capture intimate details of their burgeoning romance. Some photographers had even taken notice of their presence before they had departed the hotel restaurant. Despite utilizing multiple decoys in an effort to elude the press, many of the photographers lingered nearby. They waited until they observed the couple entering their vehicle. One hotel employee remarked that the pair looked like two infatuated teenagers, an observation that, in a cruel twist of fate, foreshadowed the tragedy. The vehicle they were riding in collided with a support column, rolled over, and came to a halt facing oncoming traffic. At that very moment, the driver, Mr. Henry Paul, along with Mr. Dodi Al-Fayed, lost their lives immediately. Emergency medical personnel arrived at the scene swiftly and discovered that Princess Diana was still alive. For several hours, they endeavored to sustain her life, but unfortunately, by almost 5 o'clock in the morning on that fateful day, her life had ceased. News of her death spread with the ferocity of a wildfire. At the time, it was reported that she had succumbed to extensive injuries sustained in the car accident that occurred within a tunnel in the Pont de l'Alma in Paris. Reports indicated that Mr. Henry Paul, who had been trying to escape from the persistent paparazzi, was driving under the influence and had made a sudden turn into a tunnel running along the River Seine. It was widely reported that the car lost control with Mr. Henry Paul accelerating at a speed of 121 miles per hour. In the aftermath of this horrific incident, the sole survivor was Mr. Trevor Rees-Jones, the bodyguard of Mr. Al-Fayed. Mr. Trevor endured numerous severe injuries and was noted to have been the only one wearing a seatbelt at the time of the accident. An eyewitness, Mr. Jerome Laumonti, described the scene as a massive and terrifying collision accompanied by an eerie, singular sound emanating from the damaged vehicle. Witness reports stated that Princess Diana was quickly rushed to the Pitié-Salpêtrière hospital in an effort to save her life, but she ultimately succumbed to internal bleeding. Shortly afterwards, Mr. Robin Cook, the British Foreign Secretary, confirmed the tragic news. He expressed that he was profoundly shocked by the event and emphasized that, first and foremost, attention must be given to her children and family as they endured an indescribable loss. In the hours that followed her death, Prince Charles, along with Diana's sisters, Lady Sarah McCorquodale and Lady Jane Fellows, departed for Paris to bring her body back to London for the funeral arrangements. Princess Diana was only 36 years old when fate took her away, having celebrated her final birthday on the 1st day of July in the year of 1997. On that day, during her last birthday celebration in London, an event held in honor of the centenary of the Tate Gallery, hundreds of admirers had gathered and bestowed upon her gifts, cards, and flowers near the building. Years later, Mr. Milan, a former firefighter, recounted in an interview with The Independent in the year 2015 that, in the final moments before her death, she had regained consciousness briefly and had inquired what had happened. According to him, those were her last words, words he cherished, as he had done his utmost with a compressive maneuver to try to resuscitate her. As someone trained in first aid, he recalled feeling immense relief even as he knew that she had sustained severe internal injuries. He stated that the episode left an everlasting imprint on his memory, as he could not forget that night. When news of Princess Diana's death spread, the public was left in shock. The people had affectionately come to call her the People's Princess, due to her warm heart and her sincere closeness to ordinary citizens of the United Kingdom. Thousands of people assembled outside Buckingham Palace, leaving handwritten notes, flowers, and mementos in honor of the late princess. The overwhelming turnout was a clear sign of the deep love and admiration the public held for her. During this period of mourning, the royal family maintained a distance from the grieving populace, seeking refuge at Balmoral, the Queen's residence. It was there that Prince Charles and Her Majesty hoped to afford Prince William and Prince Harry a brief respite from their grief before their mother's funeral, which was scheduled for the 6th of September in the year of 1997. British media broadcasted the royal funeral live on television. It is said that over 32 million viewers in the United States alone tuned in to watch the events, while approximately 50 million observed the procession in that country. In over 200 territories around the globe, the funeral transmission reached an audience estimated to be in the billions. The following day, on the 5th of September, just one day prior to the funeral, Queen Elizabeth II paid tribute to Diana in a live televised address. The next day, the family gathered at Westminster Abbey, where they were accompanied by the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince of Wales, and Lord Spencer, Diana's brother. In a highly private ceremony, attended only by her former husband, her two sons, her mother, her siblings, a clergy member, and a close friend, the funeral took place. Her body had been dressed in a black dress specially designed by Catherine Walker during her lifetime. It was a set that had once belonged to her mother, which she had cherished and worn on many occasions. During the interment, her grave was established on an island within the grounds of an expansive park. In the wake of her death, the media was awash with conspiracy theories. Initially, a French judicial investigation concluded that Mr. Henry Paul had been driving recklessly and under the influence of alcohol while speeding, and that the car's loss of control led directly to the collision with the structural column. Later, however, Mr. Mohammed Al-Fayed, the father of her lover, declared that the accident in which his son lost his life was not accidental, but had been orchestrated. He even went as far as to accuse the intelligence service known as MI6 and the Duke of Edinburgh of being responsible. An investigation conducted in London in the year 2004, which later continued into the years 2007 and 2008, maintained that the accident had indeed occurred solely because of the driver's carelessness and the photographer's relentless pursuit, which ultimately forced them to speed through the tunnel. In due course, a jury returned a verdict stating that the event was an unlawful killing. On the 7th of April in the year 2008, on that very day, Mr. Mohammed Al-Fayed declared that he would cease further investigations into the supposed murder of his son, accepting instead that the loss had been for the sake of the two sons of Princess Diana. In the years following her death, the current King Charles, who, at that time, held the title of prince, was interrogated by the Metropolitan Police in relation to the circumstances surrounding Princess Diana's passing. The authorities revealed that there was a note which the late princess had written 2 years prior to her death. According to reports, the note stated, "My husband is planning an accident involving my car, complete with brake failure and severe head trauma." At the time the note was written, Princess Diana and Prince Charles were still married. She had even alleged that Prince Charles intended to end her life so that he might wed the nanny of their children. This accusation led to a police investigation that began in the year 2004, although ultimately, nothing of substantial consequence emerged. The loss of Princess Diana came as an immense trial for many, not least because of her kind and generous nature. She was renowned for her willingness to engage with ordinary people and for her readiness to donate her resources without expecting anything in return. Yet for some, particularly her two sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, the loss was felt even more profoundly. Although both sons were devastated, many believe that Prince William suffered even greater emotionally from the tragedy. In various circles, it is said that the enduring impact of losing their mother weighed heaviest on him. In a documentary that addressed the challenge of homelessness, Prince William, the eldest son of the late princess, recounted how his mother had instilled in both him and his brother, Prince Harry, an awareness of life beyond the palace walls. She taught them that despite all the privileges they enjoyed, there existed many who lacked even the most basic necessities. Reflecting on his childhood, Prince William recalled how his mother had explained the plight of those less fortunate, an explanation that deeply influenced him. He mentioned that, just as she had instilled in him a commitment to combat homelessness from an early age, he continued to speak about the issue to his own children. He remembered moments during family walks when his young, inquisitive mind questioned why people sat on the streets, and how his mother would gently explain the reasons behind their plight. That memory, he said, provided him with strength and helped guide him forward. Even after the funerals had concluded, in the following days, he devoted himself to coping with the initial shock that had so completely upended his life. Over the many years since her passing, the death of Princess Diana has had an indelible impact on her two sons. At the time of her death, both Prince Harry and Prince William were very young, and they were also burdened with the responsibility of maintaining the royal image by remaining strong and composed in the eyes of the world. The long-standing prohibition against showing emotions took a profound toll on them. Prince Harry later explained that the trauma he experienced was not only personal, but also affected his professional life. He recounted that he had been pushed to the brink of an emotional collapse on several occasions. Losing his mother when he was merely 12 years old left him with wounds that were seldom discussed. Most of the time, he suppressed these emotions, but whenever they managed to resurface, he found them nearly impossible to escape from, no matter how much comfort those around him tried to offer. Likewise, Prince William, along with Prince Harry and Princess Catherine, personally encountered challenges related to mental health. In response, they joined forces to create a charitable organization called HEADS, which is dedicated to raising awareness about mental health issues and securing treatment for military veterans, young people, and those without stable housing. This organization represented a significant step forward for the two brothers, serving as evidence that they had inherited their mother's empathy and dedication. Prince William stated that throughout all these years, he had done everything possible to ensure that the memory of his mother would endure for his children. He explained that at home, her photographs were more abundant than ever, and she was frequently the subject of conversation, particularly when putting little ones like George or Charlotte to sleep. He made a point of reminding them that in their lives, there had been not one but two grandmothers, a legacy that underscored the importance of remembering who she was and the values she imparted. He expressed hope that by sharing his mother's memory with his own children, he would pass on some of the precious lessons she had taught him, confessing that the moments spent with her, the feeling of her presence, and the knowledge that she was cherished were among his most treasured memories. Despite her untimely departure, Princess Diana will forever live on in the hearts not only of her children, but also of the entire world. Known by many as the people's princess, she was beloved and adored through all the challenges she faced. Her life was marked by many triumphs and falls, yet time and again she demonstrated that no matter how many times one stumbles, it is always necessary to rise again in order to understand life's meaning. Let us now delve into the dramatic life of Princess Diana. Diana Frances Spencer was born on the first day of July in the year 1961 into the prestigious Spencer family, a family that, for generations, had been closely intertwined with the British royal family. In this noble lineage, great leaders had been born, including not only the princess herself, but also figures like Winston Churchill. In November of the year 1977, she first met Charles, the Prince of Wales, who at that time was the heir to the throne. Charles was 29 years old then, but a twist in fate occurred because when they first met, Charles was romantically involved with Diana's elder sister, Sarah. In the summer of the year 1980, Diana and Charles attended a countryside estate where Charles began to display a genuine interest in her as a prospective bride. After inviting her for a sailing excursion and subsequently a visit to Balmoral Castle, where Charles wished for her to meet his family, Diana was introduced to the Queen Mother and the Duke of Edinburgh. Following a series of courtship efforts in London, Charles proposed to Diana on the 6th day of February in the year 1981, and she accepted. Their engagement had remained a private matter until the 24th day of February in the year 1981, when it was made public. Interestingly, Diana herself selected her engagement ring. Shortly after her engagement to the heir to the throne, Diana left her job as a nursery assistant and temporarily moved into the residence of the Queen Mother, known as Clarence House. In doing so, she became the first member of the royal family to have held a paid position before her engagement. Diana was later bestowed with the title of Princess of Wales in July of the year 1981, when she married the 29-year-old Prince Charles in what many described as a fairy tale wedding watched by approximately 750 million people across the globe. To put that in perspective, more than 600,000 individuals had assembled on the streets merely to catch a glimpse of the couple as they proceeded to the ceremony. The union blessed them with 2 children. Prince William was born on the 21st day of June in the year 1982, and Prince Harry made his appearance on the 15th day of September in the year 1984. Determined to provide her boys with an experience beyond the confines of royal life, Diana ensured that they encountered the world outside the palace. She taught them that, regardless of the privileges they enjoyed, many people in the world lacked even the most basic necessities. However, what had once seemed like an ideal existence gradually began to crumble. In time, incompatibility within the marriage became increasingly evident, with their age difference also beginning to cast its shadow. In the year 1986, rumors surfaced that Diana had embarked on a relationship with the former equestrian instructor for the royal household, Mr. James Hewitt. At roughly the same time, reports emerged that Charles had rekindled an old relationship with a former girlfriend. Persistent rumors even suggested that Mr. James Hewitt might have been the biological father of Prince Harry, though such claims were never substantiated or confirmed. The unhappiness that plagued the couple soon became unmistakably clear, and despite attempts by the Queen and Prince Philip to arrange a reconciliation meeting, it was evident that the damage was irreparable. Ultimately, after a prolonged period characterized by infidelity and continuous blame-shifting, Diana's marriage came to an end on the 28th day of August in the year 1996. In the aftermath of the divorce, disagreements arose regarding Diana's title. The Queen insisted that she should continue to be addressed as Her Royal Highness, whereas her former husband argued that this honorific should be revoked. Nonetheless, Prince William pledged to his mother that once he ascended to the throne, he would restore her title. Celebrated for her humanitarian work and profound compassion, Princess Diana endeared herself to many, notwithstanding the turbulent challenges within the royal family. She was widely admired for her unwavering dedication to more than 100 charitable organizations, and for her tireless efforts to transform the lives of those less fortunate, including the disabled, the homeless, and individuals affected by human immunodeficiency virus and acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Despite all the upheavals that accompanied her royal life, her legacy remains unsullied. Millions of people around the world, and especially her 2 sons, Prince Harry and the future King Prince William, will forever cherish her memory and the values she instilled. These inspiring recollections are just one reason why those interested in further details are encouraged to watch the accompanying video.